Hello, and welcome to your Living Interactions assignment for this week. I'm about to walk through the directions and walk you through a couple examples of how we can attack this assignment. Now, first, let's talk about what this even is. This assignment shows you a list, 14 to be exact, of different paired organisms, okay? Our job is going to be to do independent research, meaning looking up on Google, using the internet as a tool to help us understand what is the relationship between each of these pairs. Is it mutualism, commensalism, or parasitism? We have to explore and decide. Now, we're going to use each of these pairs, which corresponds or lines up with each of the rows. So number 1 goes in group 1, number 6 goes in group 6, so on, all the way through your 14 pairs. Now, notice the first part of this instruction says with your group. You are going to be working with the people at your table, so teams, to attack this assignment together. So pairs of 2. With your group, you will be researching the interaction or the relationship between these pairs of organisms using reliable sources. Now, we're not going to use Wikipedia, we're not going to use Twitter, we're not going to use shady YouTube videos. Now, to get a better idea of what a reliable source is, check out the link I'm going to put right here on the words reliable sources. There's a video that should help you get a better idea of what's a good resource and what isn't. Once you've done some research, done some exploring of reliable resources, you'll complete the following steps. First, you're going to fill out the table here with the living interaction. Again, mutualism, parasitism, commensalism. If there is no impact, meaning there's no relationship, nothing is happening between these organisms, you can just put your species 1, species 2, and leave the rest blank. Step 2 is, as I said, you're going to classify the interaction, mutualism, commensalism, predation, parasitism, and you can put that here in the classification column. Finally, you're going to copy a link to whatever source you use in this section. So I, as your teacher, when I go back and look at it, I can see, oh, they got this information from this website. I can also see if you're using reliable or unreliable sources. There's a lot of moving parts to this assignment. Finally, if you are moving way, way, way fast and you get everything on this table completed with your partner and you double checked and you've talked to me, then you may move forward in Canvas and start looking at your evidence of learning for this week. As always, if there is any question, confusion, etc., let me know. And now that I've explained, I think we should try this together. So we're going to start by looking at the first one, lichens, which are fungi and algae together. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to open a new tab, and this is what I'm going to search. Relationship. You can see I already searched it. Relationship between fungi and algae. So already we have a preview of a website here. A lichen is not a single organism. It's a stable symbiotic association between a fungus and an algae. The lichen symbiosis is thought to be mutualism. So let's think about what we've just seen. We've seen the words relationship or association, excuse me. We've also seen the organisms we're looking at, fungi and algae, both right here. We've seen the word mutualism, which is how we're trying to classify. And this is from the British Lichen Society.org, which is usually a good sign, organizations. So let's take a look at this website. So here we have the information we saw in the preview. It's a stable symbiotic association between a fungus and an algae. Now here we see our key term. The lichen symbiosis is thought to be a mutualism, meaning both organisms benefit. So we've seen one resource that says this is mutualism. So here's what we'll do. I'm going to click in the search bar. I'm going to copy this resource or this source link, and I'll give you a little preview of what you can do to save space. I'm going to type the words link, highlight the link, and press Control K. When I press Control K, I get the option to make this word into a hyperlink. I will then press Control V, which is going to copy the address to the website we were just looking at. I can click Apply, And there is a link to the website we were just looking at. So when I grade your work, I can go and see your resources. So now all we have to do is fill out the table with information we already have. Species 1 is fungi. I'm just going to copy and paste to save a little time. Species 2 is algae. And according to our source, these both benefit, which means there would be a positive effect on the fungi, a positive effect on the algae. And if both organisms, both species are benefiting, we know that is mutualism. Okay? So to review the steps that I took, because there were many, I explored a reliable source to find out the relationship between these two organisms. When I found the information, I copied the link to the source link. I filled out the table with each species, whether it was positive or negatively affected, and I finally classified the relationship as mutualism. Those are the steps we will complete for every section of this chart. Again, I know I just shared a lot with you. I just talked at you for a while. If there's anything at all that doesn't make sense, please let me know or rewind this video and you can watch those parts again. You got this.